Hello, everyone. A very good afternoon to all of you, and welcome back once again on the YouTube channel of Career Launcher. So, friends, in the last few sessions, we have solved each and every question of percentages, profit and loss, and simple interest, compound interest, including the concepts, the fundamentals of these areas, from the questions which have appeared in the last 5 to 6 years of CAT examination, right? So we are done with the percentages and its applications. Now today in this session, which is arithmetic previous year question discussion, session number 7. So from today onwards, we are going to start with the discussion of the questions from ratios, averages, mixtures, and allegations. The next very important area that comes in arithmetic. Right now, I'll be spending another 4 to 5 sessions in the discussion of every question that has appeared in the last 5 to 6 years of CAT papers. Okay, and the questions which are from averages, mixtures, and allegations. Right, so we'll be discussing each and every question. So friends, a very warm welcome to all of you, and a good afternoon to each and everyone, those who are already present in this live session on the YouTube channel of Career Launcher. So friends, quickly give me an acknowledgement. Show me that you are present in this session by writing something in the chat box. A very good afternoon to each and every one of you. So please quickly confirm if I'm clearly visible and audible so that we can begin this session. Yes, all of you. All right, Sankalp. Good afternoon. Hello, everyone. Okay, so friends, today we'll start with averages. Now, averages, like सुनने में तो बहुत आसान topic लगता है. It seems to be a very easy area. And what averages is basically sum divided by number of terms. Now, you would be amazed to see this thing that almost in every slot of last 5 to 6 years of CAT examination, we have seen at least one question from averages. I'm not talking about mixtures and allegations, right? I'm talking only about averages, the questions using the basic concept of averages. So we have seen at least one question. Sometimes we have seen 2 questions in a single slot. Also, I'm not talking about one complete year where we have 2 slots or 3 slots. Okay, I'm talking about every slot individually, and at least one question from averages has appeared. Now, if you have a clarity of all the concepts of averages, okay, at a very basic level, so you have a basic understanding of averages. So yes, these questions are doable. I'm not saying that these are very difficult questions. So each of these questions is doable if you have a basic understanding of arithmetic, if you have basic understanding of averages. Okay, but understand how much time you are taking to solve every question. Right, you cannot devote 2 to 3 minutes on a single question of averages. Right. So friends, in these sessions, we will be understanding how to save good amount of time, let's say 1.5 to 2 minutes on such questions. So these are the type of questions on which you can save time and then invest in some other questions which are slightly lengthy, right? So you will see that the average difficulty level of the questions of averages is moderate. Okay, so you will not find very difficult questions from averages, but the language is confusing. So once you start solving these questions, you might get lost in the question while solving it. You'll not be able to understand from where you have to start solving this question. Okay, so in this sessions, like today's session as well as the next session, wherein I'll be dealing with the questions which have come from averages in the last few years, I'll be teaching you a basic way in which you can save your time in the questions of averages. So generally, when a student will take 3 to 4 minutes in getting the answer of each of these questions using the conventional method, okay, so I'll be giving you a very basic shortcut of dealing with these questions, right? Okay, so let us start solving these questions. So question number 1 will be there on your screen in a few moments. I want each and every one of you to be prepared with your rough sheets and a pen. So one rough sheet will suffice for today's session. Okay, and start solving these questions as soon as they appear on your screen. Okay. Now, like I've already told you that we'll be working upon looking at the shortcut ways of solving these questions. So try to think in that direction. Try not to do these questions using a conventional approach. Okay, try to think something else which you might have learned in your classes. Okay, or even if you haven't learned these particular techniques in your classes, so try to analyze the entire question and find out an efficient way of solving these questions. In my classes, like whatever classes that I take in Career Launcher, I do teach this type of techniques in the classes. Okay, so let's begin. Question number one on your screen. This question is CAT 2023 slot number 3. Have a look at this question and read it, give me an answer, and we will begin with the discussion of this question. But before starting with the discussion on this question, I'll be telling you the general way of the shortcut way of approaching this type of questions. Okay, so question number one on your screen, read it and then give me an answer. Okay, so let's read this question. Now the question is telling us that there are three persons A, B, and C in a room. If a person D joins the room, the average weight of the persons in the room reduces by X kgs. Now, instead of D, if person E joins the room, the average weight of the persons in the room increases by 2x kgs. Further, they are telling us that if the weight of E is 12 kgs more than that of D, we'll have to find out the value of X. Now, the method that I'm talking about, if you understand that method, then you will not take more than 30 seconds to get the answer of this question. I'm serious, मैं joke नहीं कर रहा, ठीक है? And I'm not exaggerating this fact. If you understand the method that I'll be talking about, okay, then using that method, like you will see good number of questions based on using that method. So if you understand that method, then you will take not more than 30 seconds to find out the answer of this question. Otherwise, you will have to make the equations, the conventional equations. So Meghadri, first one to give an answer. Any other student would like to give an answer for this? Yes, friends. Anyone else wants to give the answer? Sankal, I can see you already present in this session. Any answer from your side? Okay, friends. So let's first of all talk about the method that I'm talking about. Okay. Now, let's say there is a room. I'm not taking this question. There is a room in which there are 10 students. Okay, the average of these 10 students is 43. Okay, UV has given an answer. Fine. So UV, Meghadri, other students, have a look at this. So let's say there is a room in which there are 10 students, and the current average of these students is 43. Okay. Now, a new student enters this room, and the marks of this student, let's say, is equal to 50. Okay. Now, right now, I'm not talking about the exact calculation to start with. Now, understand what effect this new student will create on the average of the new number of students, the new group. Okay. Now, originally the average was 43. If the student who has entered this room, the value of this is more than the original average, then the new average will increase, right? So this new student will help in increasing the average because this value is more than the original average. Now, instead of 50, if let's say the new student who has entered, his average score is 30, which is less than 43, right? So if this new value is less than the original average, then the new average will be less than the original average. All right, fine. So this is one basic understanding of the direction in which the average will move. Okay, right? A general understanding. Now, let's talk about the exact calculations now. Now, let's say this new value is 50. Okay, then by what value the average will increase or decrease? This is what we'll have to find out. Okay, now look at the difference between the original average and this new value. Okay, the difference is 7, right? So I can write this new value as 43 plus 7. So if the new value would have been 43, if the new value is equal to the original average, then the average will remain same. All right. So we can say that this extra 7 will help us in changing the average. Okay. So this extra 7 will definitely helps us in increasing the average. Now this extra 7 will be distributed among the total number of students, right? So we have an extra of 7, which will be equally distributed among all the number of students, and whatever value comes out to be, whatever distribution everyone will get, this is the number by which the average will increase. Okay. So now this extra 7 will now be distributed among 10 plus 1. Originally there were 10 students and 1 new student. So this 7 will be distributed among 11 students. Okay. And this will give you the change in average. Now, since the new value was more than the original value, average, so the new average will be more than the original average. So the increase in average will be 7 divided by 11, right? Now 1 upon 11 is 0.09. Okay, multiplied by 7, it will be 0.63 approximately. Okay, so I can say that if I'll go towards the exact calculations for this particular case, the average will increase by 0.63, or you can say that 7 upon 11, right? Now let's take one more scenario. So let's say originally there are 10 students in the room, and the original average of these students is 43. Now a new student enters the room. Whose average or whose score is 30 marks. A new student enters this room whose score is 30 marks. Now I can say that this new value 30 is less than the original value by 13. Okay. So now 13 will help us in reducing the average, right? So this 13 will take equal value from all the students, right? Now, if this 13 is distributed among 11 students, so I can say that minus 13 upon 11 will be the change in average. Am I clear? So this is how you need to treat these questions. There is no need to use the conventional method that first of all you will find the original sum, then we'll add the new value, and then it will be divided by the new number of students. There is no need to do that. You can directly make a relation using this thing. Okay, so this relation will directly give you the value of the change in average, increase or decrease in average, right? Now let's apply the same method here. Now there are three persons A, B, and C in a room. So let's say originally K is the average. K is the average. All right. So original average of these three people is K. Now if a person D joins the room, the average weight of the persons in the room reduces by K. Sorry, reduces by X kgs. Now because of this fourth person, the average is reducing. So I can say that the weight of this fourth person, let's say D, will be less than the original average. Okay. So here D will be less than the original average, where K is, I'll write it, original average of these three students. Okay, these three persons, right? So since D, after the fourth person enters the room, after the fourth person joins the room, the average is getting reduced. So the value of D will be less than the original average. So by what value D is less than K? It will be K minus D. Okay, and it will be distributed now among four people. Okay, so this will be the value by which the average will change. In this case it is reducing by reducing by X. So K minus D divided by 4 is equal to X. Done. This is the first relation. Okay, understand each and everything that I'm talking about. Now let's talk about the second scenario. Now instead of D, if E joins the room, if E joins the room, the average weight of the persons in the room increases by 2x. So since the average is increasing, so E will be greater than K by what number? E minus K. Now this number, this extra will be distributed among four people, and this is equal to 2x. Okay, so you have these two equations. Further, you are given that if the weight of E is 12 kg more than that of D, so E minus D is also given to you. E minus D is equal to 12. The weight of E is 12 more than D. So now you have three relations. If I'll add these two relations, if I'll add these two equations, K will get cancelled out. So you will have E minus D divided by 4 is equal to 3x. Okay, why I add? Because after adding, first of all, K will be eliminated and you will have E minus D in the relation. The value of E minus D is given as 12. So 12 upon 4 is equal to 3x. The value of x comes out to be 1. Okay, right? So yes, the correct answer is option D. Sandeep, Sankalp and Meghatri, three of you have given the correct answer. But understand the method that I am using here. Okay, now initially it will take you to practice 5 to 10 questions to be comfortably able to apply this method. Okay, but once you have if once you have mastered this particular method, then you can apply this method and you will be saving plenty of time in the actual examination. Okay, right? So this was question number 1, CAT 2023 slot number 3. I hope you would have understood the method that I have explained here. Let's move ahead and look at the next question. Question number 2, again from CAT 2023 slot number 2. So slot 3, we have seen one question. Slot 2, this is one question. Now this one is very easy, straightforward question. Should not be committing any kind of mistake here. So read the question, 1 minute, less than 1 minute, you should be able to answer this. All right, Sankalp, good. So Sankalp, you have taken less than a minute. So let's read out the question. Meanwhile, I believe other students will also be able to answer this one. Okay. So question says that in a company, 20% of the employees work in the manufacturing department. If the total salary obtained by all manufacturing employees is one-sixth of the total salary obtained by all the employees in the company, then the ratio of the average salary obtained by manufacturing employees to the average salary obtained by non-manufacturing employees is equal to how much? CAT 2023 slot number 2. Can you expect an easier question than this? So one reason of conducting these sessions is to give you the correct picture of what actually CAT has, like how CAT has treated students in the last few years. Okay, so it's not like कि हर एक question बहुत difficult होता है, बहुत challenging होता है, right? So there are some easy questions as well. There are some questions after solving, you can increase your motivation level. Okay, so what will be the answer? Fine. Another student has given an answer. Meghadri, Sandeep. Yes, I am looking for an answer from at least two of you. Okay, so number of employees. Fine. The total salary and the average, right? So number of employees and total salary. Some information for these two things is given, and we will be able to find out the average. Now, manufacturing and non-manufacturing, these are the two category of employees that are working here. So in a company, 20% of the employees work in manufacturing department. So let's say if n is the total number of employees, so n upon 5, 20% will be manufacturing. The remaining 4n upon 5 will be non-manufacturing. Okay, right? Fine. Yes, upcoming version, you have taken a lot of time, so you should not be doing that. Asan question hai ye. So number of employees in manufacturing department is n upon 5, so remaining will be non-manufacturing. Okay. The total salary obtained by manufacturing is one-sixth of the total salary. So let's say S is the total salary of all the employees. So manufacturing employees will get S upon 6. So non-manufacturing employees will get 5S upon 6, the remaining salary. So the average salary for manufacturing employees will be S upon 6 divided by N upon 5. Okay, fine. So I can write it as 5 upon 6 S upon N, right? Now I have taken these variables S and N. If you will not use these variables, even then you will get your same answer. Okay. Now looking at non-manufacturing employees, the average will be 5S upon 6, the total salary divided by the number of employees, 4n upon 5. So this will come out to be 25 upon 24 S upon n, right? Now you will have to find out the average salary obtained by manufacturing and the average salary obtained by non-manufacturing. In दोनों का ratio find out करना है. So I will divide them. S upon n will get cancelled, right? So 5 and 25, no, 5 and 24. So it will be 5 upon 6 multiplied by 24 upon 25. And the correct answer will be 4 upon 5. Right? Such an easy question this was. Option A is the correct answer. Right? I would not even stop on this question. Itna easy question hai. You should be able to understand it in one go. Okay, you have to do nothing in this question. Just write it in this manner. Right? And the answer is 4 upon 5. That is option A. Let's quickly move towards the next question. Now, this one is a good question. Okay. So let's see how many of you are able to give an answer of this question in less than 30 seconds starting now. 30 seconds. CAT 2022 slot number 1. I'll give you 1 minute total, not 30 seconds, because obviously you'll take some time in reading this question, analyzing this question. So 1 minute में देखते हैं कौन कौन आंसर देता है. No answers. Once again, you are taking a lot of time. Okay, Sankalp, upcoming version. So two answers, two different answers. 4 is to 1, 1 is to 4. Very close. 4 is to 1, 1 is to 4. So it can be a basic error, fundamental error. If answer is one of them, the other person has made a very fundamental mistake. No other answers? All right, let's start solving. I'll be discussing two different methods of doing this question. Now, like if you have studied averages, then you would understand that there are plenty of questions in averages which belong to the topic of weighted averages, okay, which also can be done using the method of allegations. So weighted averages and method of allegations. Method of allegations is easier way of solving a question. So first of all, using the method of weighted averages. Now it says the average weight of the students in a class increases by 600 grams when some new students join the class. Okay. If the average weight of the new students is 3 kgs more than the average weight of the original, so original, new students, and overall, right? We have these three things. Okay. So let's say the original average is A. The average weight of the students in a class increases by 600 grams when some new students join. The average weight of the new students is 3 kg more than. So average weight of new students is A plus 3. And the overall increase in average is by 600 grams. So overall is A plus 0.6. Okay, right? So A is the original average. A plus 3 is the average of the new set of students which have joined. And because of it, the overall average has become A plus 6. Okay. Now let's say that X is the original number of students, Y is the new number of students. So overall, there will be X plus Y number of students, right? So the equation that we'll be making will be original sum, that is AX, plus the sum of the new number of students, which is A plus 3 multiply Y, divided by the total number of students X plus Y, is equal to A plus 0.6. ठीक है, अब क्रॉस मल्टीप्लिकेशन करेंगे and we will be able to find out the ratio. Okay, then the ratio of the number of original students to the number of new students. So let's do the cross multiplication. So I have on the left hand side AX plus AY plus 3Y is equal to AX plus AY plus 0.6x plus 0.6y. ax and ay will get cancelled. Okay, so 2.4y is equal to 0.6x. So I can say that x upon y will be equal to 2.4 divided by 0.6, that is 4 is to 1. Okay, so as per this calculation, I've got the answer as 4 is to 1. Done. Clear. कोई problem नहीं होनी चाहिए. I've used a conventional method. Answer is 4 is to 1. Now let's look at a shortcut method. Okay. Now there is a group of people of x number, like there is a group of x number of people whose average is a. Another group of people which has y number of students whose average is a plus 3, right? They are combined together so that the resulting average is a plus 0.6. Now I'll apply allegations on this. If you have covered the chapter of averages, mixtures, allegations, then you would understand allegations apply kaise karte hain. Okay, so now I will take the difference of a plus 3 and a plus 6. A plus 3 or a plus 6 का difference consider करेंगे. Okay, so a plus 3 and a plus 0.6, I'm sorry, a plus 3 and a plus 0.6 का difference, I'll write it on the left hand side, which is 2.4. Okay, and then a and a plus 0.6, the difference, I'll write it here, which is 0.6. The average of, sorry, the ratio of these two numbers, 2.4 and 0.6, which is 4 is to 1, will be the average, or sorry, will be the ratio of x is to y, respectively. Okay, so x is to y is equal to 4 is to 1. We have to find out the ratio of original students to the number of new students. So that is equal to 4 is to 1, the correct answer. Right? So both the methods of solving the same problem are in front of you. Right? If you understand weighted averages, well and good, but you must understand the second method also, because it is a shortcut way of getting the same thing. And ये shortcut way ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि you haven't studied this thing. Allegations must be taught to you in your basic lectures. Okay, so allegations, this is an application of allegations. Allegations is not only applied in the questions of mixtures, but it is applied in these type of questions as well. All right. Okay. So that was question number 3. I hope you are getting it all. Can you all please confirm? Have you all understood the method that I am using, the method that I have just explained here? Have you all understood this thing? Perfect. Good. Let's move on and look at our next question number 4. Question number 4, CAT 2022, slot number 2. Again, an easy question. So 1 minute, maximum 1 minute 30 seconds for this one. Why I'm giving you more time? Because of the time taken to read the language. Language is straightforward, simple, no complexity. But there are 4 lines. You will take at least 30 seconds to read it, and another 30 seconds, maximum 45 seconds to answer it. So question of 1.5 minutes. All right, Meghadri, good. Sankalp. चले देखिए सॉल्व करें. Such an easy question it was. One earns 4,000 rupees per month and wants to save an average of 550 per month in a year. So can I say that he wants to save a total of 550 multiplied by 12? All right. In the first 9 months, his monthly expense was 3,500, and he foresees something for the next 3 months. So we can say that for the first 9 months, when his expenses were 3,500, he has already saved 500 rupees per month because his earning was 4,000 and his expenses 3,500. So for the first 9 months, he has already saved 500 rupees per month, right? Plus, now he has to save for the next 3 months. So let's say the average for the next 3 months is X. So now, according to his actual calculations, this will be his total savings, which should be equal to 550 multiplied by 12, right? So I can equate and get the value of X. So to make the calculations easy, I will cancel out common factor of 3. Okay, so here I can say that 2200 is equal to 1500 plus X. So the value of X will be equal to 700, right? So he should be saving at a rate of 700 rupees per month from the 10th month onward, and then he will be able to achieve his target, right? But he foresees that his monthly expenses will be 3,700 rupees. Okay, this will be his monthly expenses from 10th month onward. So 10th, 11th, and 12th month, his expenses will be 3,700 rupees in each month, and he has to save rupees 700. So I can say that he has to increase his income, right? Usko income apni increase karni padegi. So now income should be 3,700 plus 700, that is 4,400, and this is the same thing that the question is asking. Okay, so in order to meet his yearly saving target, his monthly earnings in rupees from the 10th month onward should be how much? So it should be rupees 4,400 per month. All right. So this was actual question of CAT 2022, right? Like you don't have any other choice, but you'll have to believe this thing. Actual question of CAT 2022. इतने easy questions भी आते हैं. Okay. So in these sessions that I'm taking, you will realize how easy CAT is. Okay. Let's move on and look at our next question, CAT 2022 slot number 3. Now this is a good question, I would say that. Okay, so if you want to achieve that score of 99 percentile in quant, so this is the type of questions that you need to know, that you need to solve in the examination. Okay, क्वेश्चन रीड करने में डिफिकल्ट लगेगा, स्टेप बाय स्टेप देखोगे तो शायद थोड़ा सा कॉम्प्लेक्स लगेगा, बट द सॉल्यूशन, द वे आई विल बी एक्सप्लेनिंग you will understand this, and you will understand how to basically approach these type of questions. Okay, question number 5 says, which is actual question of CAT 2022 slot number 3. In an examination, the average marks of students in section A and B are 32 and 60 respectively. The number of students in section A is 10 less than that in section B. If the average marks of all the students across both the sections combined kar diya, is an integer. This is the most important word of this question. So if the combined average of both the sections together is an integer, then we'll have to find out the difference between the maximum and the minimum possible number of students in section A. सो सेक्शन ए में मैक्सिमम कितने स्टूडेंट्स हो सकते हैं, मिनिमम कितने स्टूडेंट्स हो सकते हैं, we'll find out both these numbers and we'll take the difference of these two numbers. We don't have options, so like you cannot do hidden trial. Even if options मैं आपको दे देता हूँ, the difference between the maximum and minimum possible. So if I'll give you, let's say answer is 30. So difference between maximum and minimum is 30. So using this, you will not be able to find out what is the maximum number of students that you must assume, what is the minimum number of students you must assume. Okay, so even options will not help you. So let's see who will be the first person, or who will be the student who will be able to answer this question. I will give you some time to work on this question by yourself. ठीक है ना, अगर खुद से कुछ वर्क नहीं करोगे, then whatever explanation that I'll be giving you, you won't be able to understand anything out of it. ठीक है? So first of all, whatever information is given, make an expression yourself make an expression of the combined average of these two sections. The overall average, the average marks of all the students across both the sections combined. एक expression form करो. Once you have formed that expression, post done in the chat box. Yes, people, any answer? Have you made the expression? I want you to make the expression of the average marks of all the students combined, the two sections combined. Make the expression of this and post done in the chat box once you are done with that. And then I'll take you ahead. Okay, so they are saying that the number of students in section A is 10 less than the number of students in section B. So I'll assume the number of students in section A as A. So number of students in section B will be A plus 10. Okay. The average of section A is given as 32. The average of section B is given as 60. So overall average will be the sum of the marks in section A, that is 32A, and sum of the marks in B, that is 60 times A plus 10. Okay, so the total sum 32A plus 60 times A plus 10 divided by the total number of students A plus 10. All right, so this will be the expression. Upon simplification, I'll get 92A plus 600 divided by 2A plus 10. I'll take 2 common from numerator and denominator, so it will become 46A plus 300 divided by A plus 5. Okay, right? So this is the expression that you will get. Now let's see how to solve after this. Now we know that this entire value, the expression that we have got, this value should be an integer. Okay, right? So what I'll do is 46A plus 46 multiply 5. I'll separate this out. Now, what is 46 multiply 5? It is 230. So from 300, if I've separated 230, I'll be left with 70. Okay, divided by a plus 5. Why I've done this? Because I want this part to be completely divisible by a plus 5. Okay, so I can write it as 46 bracket a plus 5 plus 70 divided by a plus 5, which can further be written as 46 plus 70 upon a plus 5. All right, clear? ठीक है. Now, once you have obtained this, 46, you know it's already an integer. So 70 upon a plus 5 should also be an integer. Clear? 70 upon a plus 5 ये integer होना चाहिए. Now, if 70 upon a plus 5 is an integer, we'll have to find out the maximum and the minimum possible number of students or maximum or minimum possible value of a. Now, a को अगर maximize करना है, so 70 divided by maximum what number will be an integer. So basically, if 70 upon a plus 5 should be an integer, then 70 should be completely divisible by a plus 5. Okay? So a plus 5 maximum कितना हो सकता है? Maximum इसका value 70 हो सकता है a plus 5 का. So if a plus 5 is equal to 70, 70 से बड़ा होगा तो decimals में आएगा. So if a plus 5 is equal to 70, the value of a will be equal to 65. Okay, right? So 65 can be the maximum value that a can take. A का value 65 से बड़ा नहीं हो सकता, otherwise 70 upon a plus 5 will not be an integer. Now let's talk about the minimum value of a. Now minimum value of a plus 5, the smallest factor of 70. 70 का smallest factor 1 है, but a plus 5 cannot be 1. Then the next factor is 2. Again, a plus 5 cannot be 2. Next factor of 70 is 5. Again, a plus 5 cannot be 5 because in that case, a will come out to be 0. Number of students cannot be 0, right? So the minimum value that a plus 5 can take is a factor of 70 that is equal to 7. From here, the value of a comes out to be 2. Okay, right? So this will be the minimum value of a, right? So Meghadri, Sandeep, yes, 63 is the correct answer. So maximum value of a is 65, minimum value of a is 2. So the difference between these two values, 65 minus 2, and the correct answer is equal to 63. All right, fine. So if you have converted the entire expression in this form, 46 plus 70 divided by a plus 5, then the things will become very easy for you. Okay, you'll find over the internet, you'll find plenty of different ways of getting the answer. This, I believe, is the easiest one. Okay, all right. So that's it. That was question number 4 from my side. I hope you would have understood. Yes, tell me. Understood this one? Yes or no? Meghadri, Sandeep, Sankalp, other students, have you understood this solution? Okay, so friends, that is all from my side for the day. Now, I will call the day. I'll end this session with a promise that in my next session, which I believe is tomorrow, I'll be discussing some more questions on averages, mixtures, and allegations. So, in the next 3 to 4 sessions, I'll be covering all the questions from averages, mixtures, allegations, which have appeared in the last 5 to 6 years of CAT examinations. Right? There is no need to go beyond that. If you have seen the questions which have appeared in the last 5 to 6 years of CAT examination, then I believe it is okay to understand the level of difficulty and to understand the different types of questions that are appearing in CAT examination. All right. So I'll call it a day, and I will see you tomorrow at the same time, 1 o'clock, with the next session on arithmetic. Now, between this, you can catch me tonight at 8:30 tonight at 8:30 on the YouTube channel of Career Launcher with my next session in which I'll be explaining some more concepts on games and tournaments. Okay? Yes. Meghatri, aaj evening mein. So this is what I'm mentioning. So the next session on arithmetic will be tomorrow at 1 o'clock. But between these two sessions, we have DILR session placed. In the last week, in this DILR session, I've explained. We have started with games and tournaments, okay, and we have seen one of the previous year paper questions in which I have covered the basics of games and tournaments. Now today I'll be continuing from where I have left in the last session, from games and tournaments, and we'll be taking one more set which will extend the logics that we have covered in the last class. Okay, right? So still we'll be working on the conventional games and tournaments, and in the upcoming sessions you will see different category of questions, different types of questions on games and tournaments. All right. So friends, that's all from my side. A very thank you to all of you to be a part of this session. Please do subscribe our channel, like this session, share this session with your friends and family, and do watch all the upcoming sessions. Have a wonderful time. Bye bye.